Sad to go to the. But your answer to that is yes. I saw her at one high school reunion.
Did she look the same? I'm just asking. I don't know. Did she look the same?
Well, it aged a little bit.
Okay, was she thinner, bigger, shorter, taller?
I don't even think I looked the same.
Did she have all the
teeth? Back in those days, I had this big old fro. And then I wore it as a ponytail. I was like a Steven Seagal,
So you couldn't see it through all the hair.
Huh?
You couldn't see. You can't say you couldn't.
I didn't do like this. I had all that hair. I didn't do it to the front. I can't. It went to the back of me. Yeah. But I did. I was wearing them shades. Yeah, them dark shades.
Jim Brown shades.
Yeah, them Jim Browns and the dark. Yeah, and I had them stack heels. I had them stack heels on. They were platforms.
What?
Yeah.
I got another question.
Hold up. You got questions.
I got another question.
See, I told you, it feel like she's almost here.
When you saw her at the high school reunion, did you say hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what he did. I know what he did, Lady K, and I wasn't even there. He sung that prayer song. I will for you. You. Now let me quit.
Oh, wow.
Now let me quit that. No, she probably forgot all about it. He probably still remember, but I bet she forgot all about it.
Well, if your memory's intact, you don't forget.
Well, my memory is not intact, and I forget. Some things you do forget. If it affected, it really affected you, you won't forget it. If it wasn't nothing, you'll forget it.
Oh.
So it really affected you because you didn't forget it.
Oh no, it made a big. No, it did affect. I'll be honest, it affected me because it made an impact on my life.
Right, and you didn't forget.
And that impact. What you say? What you say?
He saw her coming down the steps.
Yep.
I know if I asked him what she had on that day, he probably told me that. He probably would. She on this dress with this sweater, this skirt. You probably would.
I'm not gonna tell my age, but I will say that if we look back at them days, we look country. We really look country. Real country. I mean, like with a cone on it.
I was raised in the Midwest, so we didn't look country. I was raised in that concrete jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was good, but like I told y'all, he was part alien. I told y'all he was part alien.
I wish I had went to your school just to look and see how y'all look. You talking about country? So you had the big bow tie and the afro this big and the overalls on with the t-shirt?
No bow tie. No.
Oh,
no.
You just had the overalls? You just had the overalls with the t-shirt. No, back in the day, they didn't wear no Muslim. Wasn't the only one with bow tie.
Right, you're right.
My brother got his pride picture. I got a picture of his pride. He got this big old black powder blue bow tie and this afro this big.
I hope he called in on the show.
Powder blue suit.
I hope he called in on the show. What you carrying about?
But I got that picture here, but he got the bow tie.
You know he watching, Sister Soldier. You know he watching. He gonna get you for that.
That's all right. He can't. I posted on Facebook, so he can't whoop nobody. He in Chicago. I'm way here in Tennessee. But I posted everybody say, do y'all know who this is? Everybody punching. Yeah, we know who this. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know who this is.
But we do. I mean, there are some experiences that we actually really don't have to go through. We don't. It just depends on that's my view. If we actually start using our head more. But you know what? I know I heard stepping in sometimes. But you could tell somebody 2 times and they'll get it, and you could tell somebody something 50 times and they still won't get it.
No, no.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't get it, that's because they don't want to get it. They know it, but they still want to do it their way. Because some people just stubborn that way. It's they way or the highway or no way at all. But still, and though I still would like to went up to that school. I wish I was in your school that year to see that. Could you imagine how tall was the girl?
To see that or see what I look like?
To see what you look like. Oh. And to see that.
Maybe I might let folks see some of my young. That's what we should do. A young day picture.
I don't have no pictures when I was in. The youngest picture I got of me.
It'd be like remember when.
If I could, Throwback Thursday or Throwback Saturday.
I don't want nobody to remember my
If I still could find it, it would be when I was 17 years old with a fro. I have
all no time.
I think it'd be fun for our viewers if we all put a high school picture on our Facebook page.
What? Don't charge it?
I would have to ask my brother because my brother got the yearbook.
Take crayons and draw mustaches on our face.
As a matter of fact, they having their 30th, 39th, or 40th year high school reunion next month. I would have to ask him because I think he do got a picture of me, but I had an afro.
And we want y'all to go. When we put them on there, we want y'all to go on up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if I could find one, the youngest one that I found of me when I was like 25. That's the youngest.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, you telling me. And I post that up on Facebook. You know how they used to have them straw chairs with the wing backs in the back of them? And remember that blue dress you wore to church looked like one of them Asian dresses?
Yeah.
Well, I had a purple one like that, and I'm sitting in the wingback chair with a split on the side, looking just as sexy and young.
She had
think about it though. When we were in our 20s, taking all them pictures at the club and stuff, parents were saying what to us.
Yeah.
Getting
off. You was that. But see, now today, we got the internet. And I've seen, talking about Facebook, I've seen it on Facebook where they're doing all of these crazy challenges and stuff, like setting stuff on fire and putting firecrackers in the commode and all of this stuff. And these parents are disciplining their children and posting it on Facebook. And a lot of people are getting upset about that. But it's not the parent. It's not the parent meddling in the child's life. The parent is trying to teach them and show other people that this is deviant behavior. You should be accepting all of these Facebook challenges.
Right.
But then a lot of people on Facebook saying, well, the parents are wrong. They should let their children be. They're just having fun. No, when you put firecrackers in the toilet and light them and then sit on it, that's dangerous.
Yeah. But I seen about them setting their fire. They put alcohol on their body and setting it on fire. I seen that. That's that fire challenge. But the worst thing we did when we was a kid is when I lived in Chicago. I lived in the projects and I lived on the 14th floor. The worst thing we did as a kid is throw water balloons out the water and somebody coming in the building. That's the worst thing we ever did. We didn't do that. Or we'll have our bike and we'll jump off, a ramp or steep, curve or gully in the ground. We didn't do nothing really crazy when we was a kid. And we didn't have to wear them old safety hammers, them pads, them knee pads, the stuff. So that shows you how kids are thinking. They thinking more and more, doing more stuff, daredevil. I don't know. I guess they don't have no thing on life. No. I guess.
But you know what? It's like this. You have parents that are struggling. I understand that it can be a negative side to melanin in your child's life. I understand that. But some children need that parent looking over their shoulder. I mean, you got gang activity where the gangs are getting control of our kids, and the parents are just, trying their best to stay on top of it, but they're not getting a lot of support.
Oh, my mama did. My mama did. My mother always used to tell me, and I got 3 brothers. And they was scared of my mom, but my mama would always tell me, you want to join the gang, join my gang, join the church, go to school, join this. You ain't joining no gang. My brother and I, we live in the tough, hardcore city of Chicago, and my brothers was more scared of my mother than they was the gang. So none of my brothers ever joined the gang, and they all three of them right now today is got doctors, bachelors, and masters.
But you have some parents who, people say that they're meddling in their child's lives, but what they're trying to do is save their children from a life of crime, from a life of drug abuse, from a life of just going through a whole lot of issues, going into the juvenile system.
Yeah, but
some people say it's an invasion of their child's privacy. Like some parents requested their child be drug tested. Now, if you requested your child be drug tested, there must be a reason why you're holding that request. Or you have to go to the length so far as taking to court. But it's not that parent meddling in that child's life. It's about the parent trying to save their child's life.
Right, but the kid ain't gonna see it that way. The child ain't gonna see it that way.
No, they're not gonna see it that way. And then when they get, into the point of their relationships, relationship goes beyond male and female. It could be their relationship like they're joining a gang. It could be their relationships like you got these children joining these religious cults.
Yeah.
Washing and all that type of stuff. That's a relationship. And it's not necessarily that they're meddling, it's the parent trying to save their child.
Right.
From destructive behavior.
Right.
Well, I guess that's the point, or the question to answer. At what point is it reasonable or rational for a parent to step in and indwell themselves in their children's relationship?
From the time they born to the time they die.
The time
or the parent died before them, whatever.
I think that if you see your child headed towards criminal activity, if you see your child headed into an abusive type of situation in a relationship, if you see your child think about it. If you see your child headed in the you as a parent, your parental instinct is for you to jump in. And not just sit back and watch your child, involved in this destructive behavior. You could have they got slashing clubs. You heard about those?
Yeah.
Where the kids just slash themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool thing to do. Okay.
Right.
Me as a parent, if I see that type of behavior going on, or a son and relationship with their friends, and they to hold these slash parties, I'm going to get involved.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what your opinion? What should a parent do if they got involved in something like that? Because when you said the slashing party, that's kind of like what they used to have in the old days. They still do. It's just not as prevalent as it used to be. The Russian roulette parties they used to have.
Yeah.
Those are those crazy idiotic games of the game of chance defying death. That's what
Yeah.
But what should a parent do if in your view, if they're getting involved, but the child, no matter what the age is, you're still a child,
Yeah, he's rejected.
And is so predominantly or aggressively determined to do what they're choosing to do.
Sometimes you have to step outside of yourself, of your singleness, and involve other people, involve other resources. There are resources abundant out there. Sometimes you have to do that, and a lot of people feel a stigma or they feel ashamed because they don't want anybody to know that this is going on in their family. That the best thing to do is to get help or assistance for a child. You have to put their welfare, the well-being of your personal feelings about what I'm ashamed or I'm embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to step outside of your singleness.
Yeah, some parents
and incorporate others.
Right, especially if you're a well-to-do parent in a well-to-do neighborhood or society, whatever. Man, I don't care. They gonna give me free help. I need help.
Mm.
My child couldn't help, but it's so much.
I mean, but you can go to your preachers, your pastors. You can go to other family members. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the professional level.
Well,
You know, I mean,
yourself, do what you do. I'm just saying.
but you have to step outside of that because there is, like if your child is in an abusive relationship, and you have to think about a scenario like this. The parent, you the mother, were involved in an abusive relationship when you had your child. You got out of that situation, but now you see your child going into the same cycle of abuse, and you try to reach them, but you can't reach them. So what do? You have to step outside of you because nobody knew that you were in that situation. So if you get help for your child, then your dirty laundry is going to come out. But that's okay. You have to realize that it's okay because secrecy is what's going to hold that cycle together.
Right.
Once you shine the light on it, it becomes less. It's less strength to it.
Right.
That secrecy is what's going to seal it and hold it there.
Yeah, and talking about it with a counselor too helps out a lot too, and that will bring yours out too, and then the child can see what you've been through, and the child don't want to go through the same thing you've been through. So yeah, should I call? Should I
It'll be
call?
a healing process for everybody.
Yeah.
Like we did about, do your relationships affect your children?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. And don't just expect because you broke it that it's going to stay broken. It can always resurface. But by you have gone through it and come out on the other side, you know what to look for.
Right.
You know how to jump in. You know how to assess a situation, and you know how to assist your child.
Right.
All right, okay.
Thank you, Jay Jr.
Uh,
I'm telling you, she had a little long going there for a minute there. So I said, thank you, Jay Jr. Thank you, Jay Jr.
Seems like you learned a little something. Just a little something.
I learned Jay not talking because Jay tell the story so long. You be done nodding up and look back up again, and he's still in the middle somewhere.
Well,
but didn't you get the name of the show? Jay Talk? I mean, you didn't get it. You didn't get it at first.
That's true.
You.
Why you talking about? That's true.
You know.
Tell the truth, but they don't tell a tale.
Wait a minute.
You told the truth, but you told it long-winded.
I gotta plug this in here. I gotta plug this in here. And if you part of a show that starts off with somebody that says that it says somebody talks, and you complain about them talking, you just might be a little angry.
Yeah, you do say they talk in their relationship.
You know what? I am done with both of y'all tonight. Oh my goodness. I am too far away for y'all to come on me. Alright. I'll be back soon.
but back to what you were talking about. I mean, we do need to step in and things. But I have another scenario for you. Let's say like you have a child that's got married, has a family now, but you come to find out that the husband is an abuser and abuses your child. Now you know what? And there are not many. There are not many, but there have been a few cases where the wife was the abuser to the male.
Yeah.
That's
But
correct.
that's too embarrassed to tell that. Men,
now
some men was too embarrassed to tell that.
there's that you find more of if it's a male making that complaint, it's more of a mental abuse than a physical abuse. But there have been a few cases that was reported where the woman was the physical abuser of the male. But generally, when you hear of physical abuse, it's the man abusing the woman, the more weaker vessel.
Right.
But let's say, and we're going to talk about the general, but you have a daughter, most likely, and she's in an abusive relationship, which is a marriage, and has a family. Now, you as a parent, as you say, you go to with concern, and you go to help. And now remember, she's now married, not courtship. All right, which carries um, an agreeable commitment of vows. Okay. And I'm not saying that you can't just leave right out of the marriage.
Right.
You know, I don't believe anybody should be in any kind of physical abuse situation or status, whether married, courtship, dating, or whatsoever. That their physical being should be protected at all times. However, as I said, they're married, and you go to their help. You might even get them out of that, but they go back to the husband, the same one that's abusing. Because they said they're married, and they say I'm going to try to make the marriage work, or and you're gonna
keep getting your butt whooped in the process.
What should you do then?
Just keep getting your butt whooped in the process, trying to make it work. Now my thing is this: if they don't want you and they don't want to be bothered with you, it's no reason you can make it work. You can't make nobody be in love with you. It's not gonna work. You can't make nobody want you. It's not gonna work. So the best thing is you leave it alone. You go your way and let that person go their way. Because the more that you get into that person, physically it will be, and somebody gonna wind up seriously hurt or dead. So the best thing you can do is leave each other alone. I mean, you have said the Bible dies, offending, turning, straight, whatever. But no, I'm just joking. But no, the best thing you can do is if you leave the person alone. Why go through all that abuse, verbally or physically? Why go through all that? That's more stress on you. That's more stress on your health. When you get that stress, that's more stress on your health. You get beat down. Your friend can say, "Man, I seen you last year. You look good. Damn, what happened to you this year? You look messed up." So, if you're going through, something like that, you just can't make nobody want you or take you back. You just gotta leave it alone. And it work out for the best, because people that's put into our lives is only put there temporarily. Okay? And they put there to help us learn our life lesson. Whereas it's physically or mentally, is there to make a stronger person mentally. But if you're going to keep getting beat down and keep getting beat down and keep going back and keep getting beat down, somebody needs some counseling.
All right. Yeah. I hear you. Somebody needs some counseling. Because, a lot of times, many of us, that's not excluding me, because we're humans. We might find ourselves in a status of life where somebody's looking at us and say, "Hey, you need some talking to."
Yeah, but like you said, you human, so you go, and you human, so in your human form, well, can't say you an alien, half human, but in your human form, you know when enough is enough. Why keep taking this abuse? That's common sense. But like you say, Ain't nobody said that you wasn't mentally, you know, deficiency or whatever,
Mhm.
and you still taking this
She said mentally deficiency.
deficiency.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I didn't want to put the other parts on there too.
Mhm.
Mentally inclined, mentally capable, mentally walking. But but why would you bring yourself to that? Because that stress kills you. People don't know that all that stress kills you. It breaks down your health. It breaks down your body from the arguments, the mental abuse in the head, the physical abuse, and you trying to compromise. It's not no compromising with somebody. You just can't compromise with certain people. You just can't compromise.
Mm.
So it's best to go leave that alone. That was your life lesson. So now you need to move on to another life, because the next life you have is gonna be better than the last one because you learned from the last one. So you know what it takes for them to have you or you to have them. You know what you want mentally and physically. So it just you just got to take your time and go through that. You got to see the signs. Now that you know what the signs is, you got to see the signs. But if don't nobody want you, you can't make nobody want you. Just go on to the next person. That's where I
But
am
you know
stress
what though?
free.
Some people grow up in relationships, well, in households where abuse is prevalent,
Mhm.
and they really grow up thinking that that's the way that it's supposed to be. You know,
Well,
and
not
then they
everybody.
can
No,
grow
No,
and
no,
they
yeah,
go
no.
I
into the
disagree.
same type of
I kind of
situation.
disagree with
Cause
that too.
let me tell you a
Because they
scenario.
see it
Now
and
they
they
ain't
say they
here, so I
wish
can
it
talk
wasn't
about it.
happening. So that's
No,
not the thinking is not supposed
they
to be.
ain't here now, and I
Yeah.
can talk about it. My mother and my
Yeah.
father, they used to fight like cats and dogs.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, wow. And cause my mother had 6 kids, and on the weekends, every once in a while, maybe once or twice a month, she would need to unwind, so she'd go out to the clubs. Back in the day, with her girlfriends to have a drink. My mother or father was never really a drinker, but my father would get mad because he didn't like her wearing makeup. He didn't like her going out. But we was at the age where we were big enough, things weren't as bad as it was like it is now. Well, we watched ourselves. And the minute she come on 2 or 3 o'clock, they argue and fight. She throwing ashtrays at him. He dodging. One missed his head, hit the wall, And they arguing and fighting. And we as kids, we crying. The little ones, little younger than us, cried and stuff like that. But we back then, I don't know what was wrong. Maybe we were just some messed up kids because we didn't we didn't see it. Even though it's abuse, like they call it now, we didn't see it as abuse. We see like mama mad at daddy, daddy mad at mama, and they fighting. So we didn't see it as abuse. But now, come to think of it, it was abuse. But it didn't affect none of us. None of my mother's 6 kids is in an abusive relationship or have. They might have had some down the line. I don't know. I don't remember none. But where they was in there, but they wasn't just because my mother and father was like that to each other. We didn't grow up thinking it was okay. Cause right now, I wouldn't take no mess of that. That's why I'm stress free. I don't take no mess.
I,
Hey.
I heard what you said, okay, but I kind of differ too a little bit on that. Uh, yeah, I kind of differ a little bit on that also because when let's say even if it was as deep as physical abuse, um, there are things that tend to come up when kids see their moms getting beat and abused. They will say, I can't stand when my mom get hit. They really
Well,
know.
yeah, some
They
kids,
know they make that comment. So that's the evidence to say that they don't they recognize it's not normal or
normal,
it's
right? And
not to
somebody
be
wanted to hurt
accepted.
their daddy for
But
messing with their mama, yeah.
what happens is that because it's regular, they at the same time that they don't approve of it and know it's not that it's not the right thing to be. They become immune or slightly immune. So
Right.
when they grow up, when it happens to them, it's kind of like, okay, I've seen it, even though I wasn't the one hit, but I'm kind of immune to it, and so I don't react to it as fast as somebody who never
seen it.
Right, never
never
seen
been
it.
involved.
Okay,
Right.
but what about verbal abuse? Not necessarily physical abuse. Verbal abuse, where you have people in the household just straight up just cuss each other out and call each other all kind everything but their name. And then they feel that that's okay. That's what people are supposed to talk to each other. So if you in a household where you hear mama being called the B word all the time, and then you get into a relationship where dude calls you the B word, it's okay.
Yeah, I agree with you
No,
on
with
that
me.
one.
I think I went more intelligent on that.
I think wording is.
It does.
More,
it does.
Words
do hurt
because
they're
profanity.
Down.
You know, it becomes adaptation of their lifestyle.
Right, but I don't say I got immune to it. What I did, I look at it like this way. When I used to have arguments with ex-boyfriends and spouse or whatever, and I tell them, I say, you know what? That's your opinion, and it really doesn't matter, because don't nobody. it really is. That's just your opinion. Me and you sitting here arguing. And you calling me all the B words and all this stuff, and calling me all kind of stuff, but that's your opinion. And right now, your opinion don't even matter. So you're not downing me. That shows you your intelligence, because your opinion does not matter. But that's what I used to tell them. That's why I probably ain't got no boyfriends right now.
That's what you said. That's what you tell
But I'm not a physical fighting person. I try to get you with words, but but that's how I learned to do it. You know, yeah, you cuss me out, you doing it. Well, you ain't no good. You did it. You're fat. You're skinny. You're ugly. Then it go over color purple, and ain't nobody gonna like you. And I'd be like, until you do right by me, anything you think about, everything you think about.
Everything with the 2, right? 2 weeks, 2 flavors, 2
weeks. It's the evil eye, though.
But Sister Sandra, think about this though. As soon as that big word come out their mouth, did you not pause?
Yeah.
You must have made it put the pause.
I had to pause for the cause. I said, what? I paused for the cause. I'm like, what did you call me? I'll call you the B word. You blank B word. I said, wait a minute. I said, you know what? A B word had you, because your mama a B word. I ain't hear no more about it.
Well, you know.
But that's when a man don't have respect for a woman when he calls us B word. And I quickly turn around. You forget where you come from. You came from a B. A B had you. And then they think about it. Okay. All right. I ain't gonna call her that no more. You're B straight. But yeah, you have to use psychology on them. Turn it around. You know, use psychology on and stuff like that. Oh, you talk about my mama? No, you talked about him. You called me a B, and the B had you. You talk about that woman. Let me quit acting ignorant. But yeah, it's you turn psychology around. That's all.
Is that what you turn psychology around?
Yeah.
Turn it around.
You turn around. Whenever somebody says something to you, you turn around the opposite and you work it on them.
Well, you know, I look at society nowadays, and we tend to, as a society, tend to just accept any kind of line. Almost. As a society, not saying everybody. I'm just saying as a general traditional practice of society, people or a lot of people are tending to just accept little flyby lines, such as like somebody said the B word to a woman. A woman gets called a B word by a guy, and the guy started laughing. I'm just playing. And they be like, and they take it, okay.
And your mama
sometimes they'll get to laughing right with them. I'm like, hear him call you. And like I said, as a society, we have gotten to where now we watch this. We demand respect, but we don't own up to our own respect for ourselves.
That's right.
Because we say, well, I want somebody gonna give me respect. But when the disrespect comes, you don't even respect yourself.
Right, and allow somebody to say, "Oh, you know, I'm word, I'm playing." Yeah, I've been a mauled him all the time. I'm playing too.
And a lot of times we contradict, ourselves of what we say, who we prefer to be. But then again, those are signs. If you pay attention, that can tell you who a person actually is.
But out there, internet live. Jay always said there's the signs, y'all. Wait a minute, I'm trying to give you your props, and you just. But it's true. I'm trying to give him props, and he tried to down him, but he always says it's the signs, and it's true if you really think about it. In internet land, if you really think about it, think about the past relationships that you had. Think about and what you did and what was happening. Think about the present relationships that you have and what you do and what you think about. And you compare the old with the new, and you see the signs that you miss, and you see the signs that you learn from, and you see the signs that's yet to come. But pay attention to the signs. Those signs will teach you a lot.
Yep, they will. Will teach you a lot.
Okay, back to you, Jay.
Thank you for that identification.
Yes. But yeah, you gotta pay attention to the signs.
Yep, you gotta pay attention to the signs. And signs are always there. And and we've had several conversations on this show. And I'm plugging this into y'all. Y'all need to go back and look at some of them, because they some of them do have some concerns or conversations that relate to even what we're talking about now. We can't always keep bringing up everything in the past. Got to move forward. But in regards to this show about involving ourselves in our children's relationships, it's back to what you were saying, Lady K. They're a small percentage, and we
forehead shining. Woo, that forehead shining. Look at that. Now it look better. That forehead was gleaming out there, boy. I'm sorry. I had to take some of the oil out. Yeah, you had too much oil on it. I couldn't see your eyes. That was the alien.
That was the alien part of me. My alien part has oily skin.
Okay, well your alien part, I couldn't see the glow of your eyes from the glow of that forehead, so I had to wipe that forehead out.
Now you trying to bring my human part in? Is that?
She's saying that human part is good.
Yeah, the alien part is glowing. I mean, going. Okay. I had to get that in there, Jay. Okay, now we serious. Go ahead, finish what you said.
Oh, wow. Oh, you too?
Put the lotion on your skin. Or you get the hose again. No, I'm just saying. I watch too much TV, I swear. That was from Silence of the
Lamb. Silence of what?
Silence of the Lamb.
Oh. I still haven't. Well, I won't go there. Okay. But yeah, back to the topic. Yeah, back to the topic. Now that the glow is off my head, I'm
yeah, the
sure.
camera is not
I'm
reflecting.
sure. I'm sure that folk are not blinded now.
No, y'all can see pretty good now, can't y'all?
Uh,
I just could see that slope, that forehead was shining, just giving out that glow. The camera was like, ooh.
mm, mm.
Let me quit. Sorry, y'all. Okay, Jay, go ahead.
Well, as I was saying, a forehand.
Forehead.
A forehand. A forehand.
Let me quit playing because y'all know I'm just acting too silly today.
Really?
Yeah. I'm trying to, he done lost the train of thought. I'm laughing so hard, I'm crying up here. And I'm trying to finish laughing.
She just wiped 10% of my intelligence off my head.
I think so. He not getting what, and I'm laughing so hard, I'm crying. So I'm trying to.
But anyway, the other 90% is it's all right. I can function with 90%. But you know,
that don't equal 100% now.
well, it'll get me by.
What happened to the other 10?
Well, the other 10. I mean, we've gone over half of the show, so 90% is good enough to make to the rest of it.
Okay. Okay.
You can still start your car with only 60% battery strength.
Okay.
Well, you had enough
I knew you were going.
I didn't even want to go there. He called himself an automobile. But come on,
no,
he got
I'm a Mac.
His battery is running, so I wasn't gonna go there.
Anyway, but yeah, back. We gotta get our listeners what we're talking about this show.
Woo! Okay. He got to get his thoughts together because I keep messing with him over here.
Yeah, we gotta give our listeners the show. But yeah, my thoughts are there.
Okay.
They there.
Okay.
No. But anyway, back to I was talking about that small percent and how we had kind of shared that some people don't know what a small percent is. Some could be putting themselves predominantly in their children. Remember, children. When we say children, that's anybody you done born. You could be 60 and they could be 40. They still your children.
Yeah.
Right. Since you say amen, I got to plug in one little religious one little.
Go ahead.
Some folks think that when when we talk about growing up in the Lord, that we become adults. Well, we are still God's children
right.
because no matter what your age, you 60, you still child of God.
Child of God.
So that means that you can still get spankings and whippings and punishments and education and chastising and all that, right? Because I learned a little something for God. He still be beating up on me.
Yeah, he still
he be telling me go in the corner sometime.
Time out, Jay.
Under the pew.
No, he put him in the corner because he said time out, Jay.
Put me in the corner.
So this is time out for you. Time out, Jay.
Yeah. So when we're dealing with our children, no matter what age,
right?
I mean, when do we know that we're really overstepping their part of free will and freedom of choice, and we're becoming dominant and dictated?
Well, how could you be overstepping when you're supposed to be giving them knowledge on the subject, or whatever subject that they're telling you about, or whatever subject that you want to secure them from, how could you? How's the dictation? How are you dictating?
Oh,
I mean, you giving them knowledge, you trying to learn something. So how you dictating?
Okay.
Well,
Dictating is do it my way. Yeah, but dictating is
have,
do it my way or no way at all. That's a dictate. But when you're advising your child and stuff to do that, or telling your child, the consequences if he did this or didn't do this, you're teaching. They learn it.
Now, do we ever step aside after we give them consequences and now let them
No, no, we don't
gain an experience?
We don't. Nope.
In other words, are you saying we should or we or do we? Do we or should
no, we shouldn't. We
shouldn't step aside. No, let them sometimes experience.
No, because
remember we said experience is a big teacher.
But do you think God will step aside when He tell you to do something you don't
do? Plenty of time.
He don't step aside.
Yeah, plenty of time.
He let you hang yourself.
Plenty of time. Yeah, He steps aside. He gives us warning. He gives us direction. And then because we're not stupid and we're not dumb, and we got all this intelligence and we got all this ability and we got free will and we got freedom of choice, He lets us make our own choices.
Right.
And if we make the wrong choices, we also reap what we sow.
Right.
That's correct.
But He don't step aside because in the end He help you out, huh?
But you know what? It's like this. I'm in my mid-40s, and my father is in his
what? You in your what?
What you say? We got straight up.
And my mid-40s.
Well, what's the mid? What's the
part of the mid? What's the mid? What's the mid?
It was a mid. 45, 44, 46, 47,
48, 49,
45.
45.
Oh, they 46 or 7?
Okay. 45.
Okay. All right.
The thing is, my dad still gives me advice. Not that he's meddling, but he will offer his opinion. And now that I'm older, I'm more open to listen. And he and I discuss things. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's dictated to me, this is what you should do, this is how you should do it. But he does give me advice. He does offer his suggestions. And I'm a grown woman with grown children of my own, and my dad is still giving me advice.
What didn't Jay say earlier?
To me, whether I listen to him or whether I just go out and do it my own way.
Yeah.
So it's a continuing process. And it's not necessarily that he's meddling, he's just offering his opinion because he's concerned or because, as he puts it, he has an insight into my situation.
Right, but didn't Jay say that earlier? Said no matter how old you are, you still somebody's child.
That's correct. And then he has a mother. My grandmother does him the same way.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's a continuing cycle.
Right.
And I think that we tend to meddle more when we have our kids that are like in their teens and their 20s than we do. I mean, think about it. You know, Sister Soldier, you have children in their 30s. You probably were more involved when they were in their teens and their 20s than they are. And when they're in their 30s.
How are your kids? You just telling my kids that? How are your kids? you got kids.
Just because she was talking about her midlife crisis.
You got kids in their 30s. I'm like, okay, wait, how are your kids? No, it's all right. I'm just kidding. It's all right. I'm very proud of how old I am. But yes,
you have oftentimes said yourself how old your children were, so you need to quit playing.
Yeah, but I ain't put on national internet. But that's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I think I have a 38-year-old son and I have a 37-year-old daughter. They're a year, 5 months apart. 15 months apart. So yeah, I'm
cool. Do the math real quick.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. You forget after a while. Shoot, 2 more years, he be 40. God. But nah, I'm cool with that. I am very proud of my age. Very proud.
I mean, but do you think that you gave them more advice when they was in the teens and the 20s than you do when they're both in their 30s?
Well, I do it. Well, yeah, and I still do it now. And my daughter be telling me, she said, Mama, she said, it ain't like that. It don't be like that. I said, yeah, it's the same stuff. Different people. It's just history repeating itself. And then when it happened, I do tell her, I told you so. You should have listened to me. I do tell her that. I sure do tell that. But I know you shouldn't. I know you shouldn't tell your kid, but yeah, you shouldn't say that to your kid and everything. You shouldn't tell them whatever, and stuff like that. So now she get, oh, you just so negative, Mama. You just so negative. No, it ain't the thing about being negative. It's the thing about I've been through that, or I have seen that, or I was involved with something like that happen, and I don't want it to happen to you. You want best for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I came to the point now that I don't even say, I mean, every once in a while I say something to her about certain things, but I don't say nothing to her that much because when I do it, she always say I'm negative for one and throw it up in my face. And number two, everybody got to have a life experience. Everybody got to learn their own. I mean, she got to learn, make a mistake, learn from it, and life go on. Just like I made mistakes, and I learned from it, and life go on. So yeah.
Have you seen that show called Stage Mothers?
Who mother?
It's called Stage Mothers.
Oh,
Stage Mothers. It's a show they have on now where they have these mothers, these children, in their teens and in their 20s that are trying to get their career started, but their mothers are very expressive and very dominant when it comes to their career choices, and for some of them, it causes them to lose jobs.
Oh, okay. No, I've never. Well, that show goes to show you keep your parents out your career choices.
Let's keep your parents out.
Yeah, keep your parents out your career choice. Don't tell them about it. That's how you keep them out. Where you going, baby? I'm going to look for a job, Mama. I'll be right back. Oh, that's good, baby. Keep them out your career choices. That's the only thing I can tell you. But people now, that's why I don't really like reality shows. I don't even watch it. It shows you now that people don't have no morals like they used to back in the day. Because they do anything to get on national television. From dirty laundry from their personal life till let millions and thousands of people watch in on it just for the money. So they don't have no morals. People lost their morals nowadays. A lot of people got morals, but I got my morals. But a lot of people lose their morals. They done lost their morals. They do. If you can do anything for money, just imagine what you can do. Anything for more money. I don't know. I'm just saying though. With no money, I don't know. But no, people don't have no morals nowadays.
And I think along with that is that we have become a people who have gotten more unconscious of our thoughts. We do things more of an unconscious thought than a conscious thought. We don't really take a lot of time to meditate on the things that we're doing. We just do. We just do things, and a lot of times without premeditated thoughts. And Yeah, we're more conscious about a lot of things we do.
Well, do you know why would they do it like that? Why people not think before they do any conscious or any thoughts? Why would they?
I hear it all the time. That takes too much time, too much effort to think. Yeah. I get a headache. I get a headache trying to think so much.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
I hear that a lot.
Really?
I hear that a lot. Yeah. In
That's
counseling, I hear that quite often.
I need to counsel some of your patients.
Yeah.
They be straight when I get there. Yeah. They be straight.
They be ready to think.
They be ready.
Yeah.
They didn't think I think for them, but they be ready when I get to it. But anyway, yeah, I don't. So I do understand about the part about the parent is going into giving the child, the kid, what you call lessons on life about different situations. I don't think they're gonna ever stop. It been going through like that for lifetimes, generations, through tribes and tribulations, to different nationalities and races. So I don't think that ever get to the point where it will stop. But I don't think the part either about the parent being too overbearing with the child and telling him stuff that'll stop either, because this has been going on for generations and so on. So on. The only best thing you can do is move 1,200 miles from your parents, or move distant from your parents where you don't have to live with them. Get out the house, move a distance. You talk to them once a week on the phone. Hi, mom. Hi, dad. How you doing? You know, you ain't got to hear that. And you do what you want to do. But each one of us have to learn from our life lessons. That's what we're here for, is life lessons.
Yeah.
And some people never learn, but some people say, well, they'll never learn. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, they will. It'll hit them. It'll hit them. It might not hit them now. It might hit them 10 years from now. It might hit 20 years from now. But they will learn, because if they didn't, how could you advance in this life if you don't learn from some of your mistakes? So, yeah, they'll learn.
Wow. All right. They'll learn. And, you know, Lady K, you said something, and it was about the uh, the
subconsciously pertaining
to your comment about the subconsciously, I guess, acts that people do. You remember that?
Refresh my memory? No.
See, you getting old. She getting old too.
You sure she's in midlife? Now, is that like mid-40s or midlife
life crisis? No, but what about subconsciously?
I guess were you speaking of the acts that people do when they get involved in their kids?
No, we was talking about subconsciously, like when you're in a relationship, right? And I guess when the person, remember what we was talking about earlier, when the person don't want to be bothered with you, and subconsciously you know that the person don't want to be bothered, but you continue to try to make it work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you said something, but I forgot what it was. Can't you refresh my memory? It's called a repeated drink. It's called repeated
refresh your memory with the memory that she got in her midlife crisis.
It was about. Well, it was. I don't have no midlife crisis.
I know,
but it was about verbal abuse. We talk so much about stuff, and I say so much stuff I forget sometimes. But it was more about abuse.
Mm-hmm.
About the verbal abuse.
Right.
In the home.
Right.
And how it can become a cycle.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what was your question, Jay?
About, I mean, what is your idea of how it becomes, a subconscious act?
Oh, because it becomes a part of your regular vernacular.
Okay, break it down. Everybody don't know what vernacular. Hold up. Break it down, because everybody don't know what vernacular mean. Okay.
She's a professional.
Yes, she get that education down. Don't make me take mine out. I ain't ignorant, but don't let me take my education out. But no, I like acting. I like acting. I like acting like that.
It becomes a part of your regular speech pattern. It becomes just like a lot of people just use the N-word like it's just a regular part of their speech.
Right.
You know, it just becomes
like in this, in that. And what you mean? And go in that house. And fix me that food. And top the food. And put some clothes on.
Right, it just becomes a part of your speech.
Right.
So when and you really in the time because you're in the home, you don't see it as being abusive. But it is. I mean, then when you get in another relationship and you get caught up in line, you just take it like John said. You might the female might laugh too. That's not funny. You know? Yeah. But because you're so accustomed to it and you grew up hearing it and it was used regularly, like it was a regular part of speech.
And it's just subconscious.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And a lot of people now, I mean, like 20, 30 years ago, the N-word was a thing to say. And then, like about 20 years ago, there was this huge campaign against using the N-word. Mm-hmm. People were getting in trouble for using the N-word. Mm-hmm. You know, but 40, 50 years ago, it was common slang to use the N-word.
Yeah. Most people back then used it more as a slang than as an abusive word. But then as time got older, then they started using it as an abusive word. Some people use that abusive word. Some people use it more as slang. But they cut out the use of a period. So that's good either way, you know.
I mean, but think about it. How many of us, you know, even though their word may have a negative connotation, as soon as somebody makes us mad, that's the first thing to slip out.
It still do. And please.
Yeah.
It still do. Yeah. But I don't say the whole word now. I just use the N. In the house, please.
And even
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it's a subconscious thing, and you know, then little Johnny goes to school and starts floating around the N-word, then you get a call from the principal, and then they want to go do a home study.
Is the principal white?
Because there's abusive language being used.
Was the principal white though? That's all I want to know is the principal white.
They call them the N-word too.
That's what I'm saying.
They call Caucasians the N-word
because the definition for the N-word is an ignorant person. Okay. That's the definition.
It's an ignorant person.
Right, right. Why come you just can't say ignorant person? Why you got to say the N-word?
I call it ignorant.
Well, if you want to get yeah, but technically, yeah, we do that. You do that very often. Yeah, we do that. But technically, the B word is a female dog. Mm-hmm. Now, technically, if a man call a woman a female dog, what that make the man? Because he's dealing with this female dog. So what do that make the man?
What does it make a man?
The B word.
Oh.
I mean, it's the female the B word. The man is the B word too.
So it's a female dog, male dog. So he's a male B.
But
and she's that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
We got two B's here. We got the B word for the female dog, and then we got the B word for a male who was born without a father and just had the mother. Yes. So he's a B word too, but he's not the female B word. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. So
when you're born with just a mother and no father, out of wedlock, so as a male,
we have one that starts B-A and one B-I.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so if I'm a B-I, you a B-A.
Okay. All right. And you know whether or not
I'm just stupid. I'm just being stupid.
Whether or not people know this, but the B-A word is actually in the Bible. It is actually in the Bible.
Yeah, because there was a lot of BAs born back then.
Yeah, right. Well, that word, which we're not scared to say, is the word bastard. But it does say that it does give it that label in the Bible for that specific reason to give description That's
I'm
really
a person without no father that was born out of wedlock. A
right.
male without no father that was
Right.
born out of wedlock.
Right.
It's considered a BA.
Right. Right. And uh, so that's so they still a B,
Uh huh.
just a different B.
They're
Just
BA and we're
yeah,
BI.
BI. And so the good. You almost that struck a curiosity.
But that's all right.
I would give.
Y'all didn't hear it. That's all right.
All right.
And Sister Soldier, you forgot one.
What?
She forgot one.
What's
what?
That?
The female cow.
Heifer?
There you go.
Heifer is not a bad word.
Yes, it is.
Heifer?
Any word can be a bad word if it's used improperly. That's that.
If your child goes to school and uses that word to define and describe her teacher, you wrong girlfriend.
Oh, I don't know because my kids is grown, but
yeah,
no, I hear some of them church women gossip and blah 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 blah, and you know that heifer done did this and that heifer done did that, blah, fake stuff that heifer this heifer that.
Are you saying we got heifer Christians?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And that heifer done said that. That heifer done said that.
Or should I say heifer church folk?
Heifer Christian.
Okay. There's a difference between Christian and church folk.
Both.
There is a difference.
I know.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, I know.
Between church
but
folk and
he said heifer. He said church folks or Christians. I said both. I heard both of them say it. So. But heifer ain't no bad word.
Any word can be considered bad if it's used improperly.
Okay, J.
J
a bad word?
No, I just
J.
like the way you said it. Come on, my name,
on J can be a bad word, J.
Yeah, AJ, but not RJ, but not J.
AJ.
I need an J right now. No, I'm just.
Not this J.
No, RJ. You ain't read between the lines. Read between the lines. Okay.
All right. All right.
RJ.
Y'all gonna get phone calls about
We don't sell jackhammers on the show.
Probably so they'll go over. That's what's wrong with society. Everybody said no, no, no. And they ain't never said yeah to certain stuff. No, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't wear that. You shouldn't look like this. You shouldn't do that. I'm like, B.A. B.I. Shut up.
She has created her own.
Yeah, know I do it all the time. I don't know why you act like this is new.
No, I don't take. I got disclaimer on that one. Yeah, but we do. We've had a lot of fun on this particular show, and I guess when we get down to it, should we involve ourselves in our children's relationships? I think that's going to be on a case by case basis, based upon the relationship that a parent has with their child. I think that's going to be the number one play, because some people don't even some parents don't even have a relationship with their child to even try to even be involved in their relationship
in their lives,
because their children are sometimes showing much better examples of their relationship than their parents, and their parents trying to jump in and try to put their 2 cents in there. And some children turn around. How you gonna try to get in my business when all your business is all is all messed up? But I guess that's really a case by case, and starting with the relationship between the parent and the child. and then the moral and rational, I guess probably as I heard in some of the conversation, aspects of the child's relationships, and the view the parent might have, but probably be probably one of the next things. Um, of course, spiritual values
Right.
do take a play. Now, sometimes now we have to be careful when we're doing spiritual values and trying to be part of our children's relationship, because sometimes we get like, I don't like to say over Christian or over Jesus. I say over churchy. Mm-hmm. All right, it's a difference. It's a difference between being churchy and being Christian. And right. We get over churchy, and just like some things, we want them to think that just because we're talking spiritual stuff, that we're sometimes being religious brutes, uh, and trying to beat spirituality into folk. And you can't beat nobody. You can't make nobody do anything.
Right.
So we have to. There's a thin line even just with that. Of how we transfer and cross that yeah. barrier, and being involved in our children's relationships. And then we got the other thing, on child protective services, protecting your child, even if it is with a Louisville Slugger. uh,
Yeah, but you know what? I tell them, okay, I rather for me to discipline them now, to have the state for them, than to have the state take them and put them in different homes where they really be more physically and verbal abuse, have more mental problems, because most people who do that for the state only do it for the money. They don't do it right. It's very rare cases you find they really like the child and they really do it. I had a girlfriend where she did it. She really loved the child. She ran up adopted to her the child who was crack born babies. Right. So she had a heart for that. That was good for her. Plus she had two on her own before that. Mm-hmm. So that was good for her. And some people just do it for the money, but they abuse them and do them so bad. Right. So I tell my kids, if they take you out the house, you ain't gonna see me no more. You gonna be whatever. But my kids are so old. By the time they really started that, my kids was already teenagers. Right. So when they was coming up, I really didn't have that problem with. Cause I tell them, go ahead, call, pick up the phone. I'll help you pack your stuff. I'd rather for me to whoop your butt than you wind up in the prison or dead somewhere because you don't want to listen to what I said. I worked into the prison system for 5 years, so I know the system and I know how they railroad these young black men coming into prison thing. So I would tell my son when he was coming to teenage for years and years and years of how they do that. He didn't listen to me until he got in trouble for stealing cars, and he wound up. I said, "Look, your mama worked for the prison system, and you gonna do this and do that." They had to do him a mental thing, a 30-day evaluation, because his home life was so good because they went to Catholic school all their life, and they didn't really have no problems. Why would you do something like this? And they couldn't figure out. I guess he was more of a follower than the leader. Mm-hmm. But I would rather beat their butt, break them down now, than let the state put them in their system, because all the state gonna do is make money off of them. They don't kill them; they'll make money off of them. Mm-hmm. That's all it is.
Yeah. A lot of things function off of money nowadays, more than just the
power.
Actual love. Actual love. And it's sad to say, but that's the reality of life. And we also had shared with the in our closing that dealing with your youth, and sometimes we really want to see them protected, but there's really just we don't sit back and just know somebody's gonna come at our child with a dagger.
Right.
But then there are some things that you just have no control of. If they keep running back and you pull them out, they keep running back. There are times where, and I guess this is kind of a spiritual crossover, where as God keeps trying to pull us out, and then we keep doing the same thing. He pulls it. If he does pull us back out, and we keep doing, then it says he turned them over to a reprobate mind. He lets you go. That's what you want to do so bad. It's nothing.
Yeah, but that was your freedom of choice, like
right.
You
That's your freedom
earlier.
of choice.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get to where we believe that we have become our children's God.
Right.
And we're gonna make. I'm not saying you don't do anything. You might, as Lady K said, sometimes you might have to go outside and get some extra help to an agency.
That's right.
And but once you've done that, and it's seeming like nothing is reaching, it's that you haven't given up on your child, but sometimes, but sometimes
you just have to let them go.
If a person is that defiant, you sometimes you could possibly, out of their rebellion, they'll push more into doing that,
right,
than being reached. It's not like they don't know.
Yeah.
Remember, if you're not mentally deficient, you know if what people are counseling or saying to you is true or good for you. You actually know. But I mean, it's even as us as adults. Remember, I said our children, no matter what age, and they're adults, and even us adults as parents, still being somebody else's child, we still have some things about our persistent choices that we sometimes don't come out of our own selves. So
right, y'all keep doing the same thing over and over.
And the truth is, even in our adulthood or parenthood, we recognize as us as adults that nobody can make us change except us when we finally come to decide to.
Freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice. So, should we? Yes, but with consideration. Yes, with respect. Yes, with love. Yes, without trying to belittling them. Yes, with encouragement. Yes,
with that Louisville slugger.
Yeah. Yes, but also keeping in mind that even if it's somebody else, but our children, if we're not being an example, it's hard to set an example.
Yeah.
And because we look, I guess I'm gonna close with that one. If you, I just make it part of my little clothesline.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to go to somebody and you're going to try to talk sense into them, and you're guilty of doing all the stuff that you try to talk sense into them, you just really might be a little ignorant.
Yeah.
Really. You just might be a little ignorant. And if you see your kid getting beat on, it's kind of like the first one I just said. And you trying to tell them to leave, and they see you get beat on, you just might be a little ignorant.
Yeah.
You might be a little ignorant.
That might be a little ignorant. Yeah. And if you telling somebody how they should love their man or love their woman, and your own man and your own woman saying that you ain't showing them, you might be a little ignorant.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of ignorance. I don't see how you can miss that one. That's
how you gonna tell somebody how to treat a man or how to treat a woman,
and you can't treat your that's way up. That's way out of there. That's over there.
There's a whole lot of people trying to do that. I don't get it. I don't get it. But y'all join in next week. We love y'all. Y'all can join in this week. Y'all.
Remember 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Not 2 weeks for the next show though. But
no.
Yeah,
But 2 weeks for the relationship part. 2
yeah.
weeks. Always 2 weeks.
Yeah. Until I don't know what's with them 2 fingers. But
you ain't never heard of the evil eye? Yeah. Until you do right by me.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do. Right. Until you do right by me.
Yeah, till you do right by me.
So next time you see your man, he get on your nerves, you give him that evil eye. Until you do right by me.
Yeah, but next week, our subject next week is catfish. If y'all don't know what catfish is, that's them games people play.
You eat it.
No, it ain't the kind you eat. No,
Ain't the kind you fry up and eat. No.
That's those games people play. That's the games. The games, baby. The games. The games. Catfish. Is it really
line and reel them in?
Are the games really necessary? We're gonna talk about that next week.
Yeah, they are. They are. Cause sometimes you got, cause sometimes you got to catch a good one with a good game. Yeah, so we'll talk about it.
You just have your game together.
My game is ready.
Have your game together next week.
I'm ready with that.
All right.
I'm ready.
Just catfish then.
Yeah, I want to reel them in. Pour that, reel them in.
You still trying to reel in the maintenance man? What you talking about? All right, y'all. We out. We see y'all. Love y'all.
Bye bye. Why skip like that? You gotta fix that.